Hi everyone, welcome back to another video for ROS2 Q&A here at The Construct. My name is Rodrigo and today I'm going to be answering this question over here, in which this user is trying to use the new package for mapping released by the nav2 team called Slam Toolbox. So I'm gonna try and answer this quick and easy because it's really a simple thing and it's very powerful how simple it is, really. You shouldn't be confused about it. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, so this guy is basically trying to compile Slam Toolbox by source. So he's trying to Qualcomm build a package where I'm assuming he got it from here. This is the Slam Toolbox. So he wants to compile it from source in order for him to use it. But then he talks about having an error in compilation. This is M and CMake. This usually happens when you don't source ROS2. So you would need to do source, OPT, ROS, and whatever distribution you have. He has ROS2 humble. But then he says he doesn't really understand the instructions. So I'm gonna show you how you can do this. Basically, the easiest way is to do this: apt install Slam Toolbox. So basically, instead of compiling it from source, you can just simply install it with apt and it'll work. So let's try that. So we're going to do this in the constructsim.com. So if you don't have an account, you can quickly make one here, but I have one, so I'm going to log in, and we're going to use a ROSject, which is where we have our development work here at our website. So once you have your account, you can just go down to my ROSjects, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys a link in the description below. And it's going to be a Turtlebot 3 sandbox here. You can see this one. So when you click on the link, which will be this one in the description below, and you paste it on your browser, if you have an account, this should pop up. All right. So this is just basically a environment where you can just try things with the Turtlebot 3, and it's with ROS2, so it's really helpful. So we're going to click on the run button. All right. While it's loading, let me just take you back to the constructsim.com, where you can see all of the courses that we have available for robotics. We're from beginners all the way to advanced. We just released a bunch of new courses. For example, ROS2 navigation, we have a new update of the course, which is really nice. Also, the ROS2 control framework has been recently released. So I recommend you guys check it out if you want some theory here, kinematics, things like that. So anything you need to get your ROS learning started. Okay, so now we go back to our ROSject. As you can see, it's the ROS2 Turtlebot 3 sandbox. And in here, we have a notebook that just tells you how you can run a simulation. So we'll do that right away. So you open a new terminal over here. You can open as many as you want. You can rename them. And then we're going to paste this command. I'm not pasting the last bit because I want to show you guys in another simulation called Turtlebot 3 house. There you go. So a gazebo window should open up. And it should be a little simulation of a house. And that little circle over here, this is the Turtlebot. Now I'm going to actually move it because it's sort of outside the house. So let's click on it. These arrows right here. I'm just gonna move it in here, like so. So now it's inside the house. All right. So as I was saying, instead of compiling from source like this guy's trying to do, and it's, if you're a beginner, everything's really confusing, and so you want to stick to binaries. So especially for these type of works, Steve Masensky is the creator of this SLAM toolbox. He also created nav2, so shout out to him for his great work. And there's a lot of instructions that for a beginner it can be really challenging, you know, to understand everything, where in reality all you want to do is probably just create a map. So I'm gonna show you how you can do that. So you should do a sudo apt update. And then you should do an install of the SLAM toolbox. How do you know which distribution you have? Well, that's in your OPT ROS. And here I have galactic, noetic, and rolling. So for this specific one, I'm using galactic. So you should check that. You'll only probably have one distribution. This guy had humble, I saw. Yes, he has ROS2 humble. So instead of ROS-galactic, like I'm gonna do, it's gonna be ROS-humble. That's it. So in here you should just do sudo apt install ROS galactic SLAM toolbox. And I already have it installed, so it'll be like, oh, you already have it installed, so I don't need to install it. Oh, it's actually upgrading, so nice. So in this scenario, if you don't have it installed, instead of newly upgraded, it'll be like one newly installed. You just click yes and wait for it to be installed. And that's pretty much it. That's the alternative to compiling from source. If you want to compile something from source, it's because you either want to try something very new that hasn't been released in binaries, or you want to touch the source code, assuming, for example, if this toolbox didn't work well, you needed to change something, you would do it like that. But since everything's really well done for the nav2 packages, we can assume that they work. So that's the main reason. So we'll just wait for this to finish up. All right, so it's installed now. It's upgraded, and in your case, it will be installed. So if you want to use it, you need to source your distribution again. So in this case, it will be galactic setup bash. If for you, Jordan, you will use humble here instead of galactic. Why do you source here? Well, because the newly installed package got put in ROS galactic, I think share. So if you would go here, and then these are all of the packages that are installed already in this specific distribution, in this install that I have for ROS2. Sorry. So as you can see, for example, Cartographer ROS is installed. A lot of things. So that's why you source your distribution like so. So once you have it, you can use it. So what we're going to do is just launch it, and you launch it by using the ROS2 launch command. And you can start typing like slam, and if you don't have anything that's called similar, it'll pop up slam toolbox, and I think it's online. Yes, online async launch.py, and just hit enter. So how do you know it's working? You know, you'll get a lot of things here. So how do you know it's working? So we'll run slam. We'll rename this here, and then we're gonna open up RVis, and that's how we'll know. RVis is a visualization software, really useful. So just type RVis2, wait for a new window to pop up. I'll just zoom into the simulation. And over here, you can make it big, and something like this would pop up. Now, I'm assuming you already launched this, because then you'll have a topic here. Sorry, I went too fast. If you click on add here, there's two types. By topic is what's already been published. So hit map. Seems like there's a map being published. Oh, we have little something already, so that's great. We know that it's probably working already. So we'll just add a couple more things. For example, laser scan. Oh, we actually can't because it's on the fixed frame map. So if I was to change it to base link or something, and hit enter. Okay, it's not working. It's probably because of the QoS settings, but don't worry about that. I was just trying to make it a little more understandable, but it'll be understandable. So you can remove that, the laser scan, and you can see that something's showing up here. And we'll just start moving the robot around so it keeps mapping, right? So over here, in a new terminal, we'll just rename this as RVis. And in the new terminal, we're going to move the robot. So you can do a ROS2 run, teleop twist keyboard. And then I think it's again teleop. Yes. Just hit enter. And it tells you, how to move the robot with these keys. So if you start rotating it, you should see that the map starts getting created better. You can tune it to work a little bit better, but that's for another video. So we're just going to move it around to get this kind of room here. And just move it around until you have the map that you want. I almost never configure the toolbox, the SLAM, because it's usually really good, and you don't need a perfect map. It works very well with the default options. So you just move it around until it's somewhat to your liking, and that's it. So it's very simple. You need to have a simulation with the LiDAR working. You need to do the apt install of SLAM toolbox, and then just run it on another on a terminal, like with this command, SLAM toolbox online async launch.py, And then you can visualize it in RBIS and start moving it around with a teleop. Now, how do you save this? Well, very simple too. We're gonna open up a new terminal and just do a ROS2 run, and this package is called nav2. There you go, map server. Oh, by the way, this package is also installed with APT. So I'll show you. If you were to do sudo, this is what, if you don't have this, you should do this, sudo apt install ROS, then your distribution, galactic, in this case, nav2 map server. It's gonna tell me, oh, you already have it. If you don't have it, that'll be like, oh, again, it's being upgraded. So yes, let's upgrade it. But all of these packages are usually available on binaries, and that's the main point to take away from this video. Look it up in apt install. And if you have it, use it there instead of compiling from source. So now we have it. Remember to use the latest. You need to source your ROS distribution, and then we're going to run it. So nav2 map server, I think. Map server, yes. Oh, I know why. I forgot to say run. ROS2 run nav2 map server, there it is. So if you click tab, it'll autocomplete, and then it's map saver, I think. Map saver client. It's CLI, that's it. It's the name of the executable. And then -F or minus, I don't know what that symbol is. And then the name of the map you want to call it. Let's say we're going to call it Turtlebot 3 house, and just click enter. And now we have a saved map. Now if we do an ls, you'll see that two files were created, a pgm and a yom. So let's show you those files. If we open the IDE, this is just our version of VS Code. You'll see the files right here. And the yom is just some information that was made using that image turtlebot3 house.pgm. So let's download it, and I'm going to, let's look at it. As you can see, this is the map that we created. I mean, it's halfway done, but you get the idea. You just have to make it yourself fully. And basically, that's how you use Slam Toolbox. And with this sandbox, it's just super easy to try it out. So I recommend you guys check it out. So then remember, it's simple. All you need to do is to install from apt, from the binaries, and then just launch the package. And remember, you need to visualize it and move it around, and that's how you create a map. So make sure you guys comment on this video if you have any questions. Jordan, I hope you get to make your map, and I will see you guys for the next video of ROS2 Q&A here at the Construct. Bye bye, you guys.